High-tech sex. The cell phone has turned into a rite of passage for most teenagers out there. That means, of course, they're mature enough to call, text, play games, and send photos, even though some of those can be explicit. It's what's known as sexting.
Yeah, and parents, listen to this. A new study shows more than 1 in 5 middle school-age children have engaged in sexting. Middle school. Fox 13's Darcy Thomas explains why law enforcement says this trend is growing and most teens are oblivious to the consequences.
Most teens just cannot wait to get their hands on their first cell phone. Finally, they can do what they want, when they want, and no one is ever the wiser. But therein lies the problem. Teens don't realize once they put things out on the web, even if they think it's deleted, there's always a way to track down that dirty little secret, which is often considered to be child porn. From high school to middle school, students are learning, growing, and exploring. Many looking for friends, acceptance, and a way to be a part of something. Tell me what happened, how old you were, and exactly what happened.
I think I was like maybe 12 or 13, and it's like I talked to somebody, I think that was maybe in the 8th or 9th grade, so me being young, I'm gonna really like them.
That was 4 years ago for this Memphis honor roll student.
He asked me to send a picture. I'm like, what? Nah, like I was still young, I didn't really understand it, and he explained it, so I was like, okay, I do that just because I didn't want him to stop talking to me or not like me, I just really want him to like me.
It's a natural desire for most teens. In this case, she took a picture of her private area and sent it. She never deleted the pic, and her parents found the picture. It's called sexting.
Of course, I questioned her, and it took me about a day to even process it, that this picture had been sent. And so, I questioned her, and she told me what happened.
What happened here is becoming the norm with not only teens, but kids in middle school.
Some of them are videos and not just images where these kids are masturbating and sending these images to each other.
Memphis Police Sergeant Wilton Cleveland says even if a child sends a naked pic to another child or teen, it's illegal.
Even other minors cannot possess child pornography. So say she sends it to her 16-year-old boyfriend and he decides to retain it, he then is in possession of child pornography.
Cleveland says officers have found dirty texts and pictures of teens on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. He says that the teens are also using various apps, including Snapchat and Kick Messenger. But he says that kids are tech savvy and parents need to be aware that there are also apps to hide information.
A lot of them tend to look like a calculator or a radio or something like that, and then you have to push in a code or whatever, and it allows it to unlock it. And those do pretty well hiding the images.
For the parent of our teen, she says finding such a personal picture of your child often shatters your trust and bond with your child. Officer Cleveland says that teens need to understand there is technology to pull any pic or text from a phone, even if you think it's gone. He says that parents, if you pay for your child's phone, know what's going on.
They can limit the usage, they can access the devices if they want to. The parents should have all their passwords, whether to their computer, to the cell phone, and they should check those things regularly.
Being a parent, you're supposed to go through everything. Don't just go through the sock drawer, go through the socks in the drawer.
Darcy Thomas, Fox 13 News.
The legislative solutions against sexting are still up in the air. Since sexting is illegal, kids who've been caught were forced to go to juvenile court. Most were put on probation, but in some states, the children were charged with a misdemeanor.